Ernest Becker, who won the Pulitzer Prize in 1973 for his book, The Denial of Death, talks about 3 illusions that mankind has devised to deal with the fear of death. The first one he calls the religious solution. In the religious solution, we get to live forever, we're absolved from our mortality, all our loved ones will be with us in heaven, and so on and so forth. But as mankind has become sort of more advanced and the scientific method, et cetera, has made the religious impulse or the religious solution less it doesn't work, basically. Then he talks about the romantic solution, which is where we deify our lovers. We make them our saviors, right? But inevitably, when our lovers reveal their clay feet, we are reminded of our own frailties and of our own mortalities, and that's why relationships ultimately fail. And then the third solution to the problem of death, according to Becker, is the creative solution. The creative solution, of course, has to do with creating transcendent work, creating transcendent art, something that will live on beyond you, right? The statue, the legacy, the transcendent music, transcendent architecture, et cetera, et cetera. And this is probably the noblest endeavor that we can undertake. The creative solution at least leaves something of value, even though it's ultimately not a solution to the death problem. You're still ultimately food for worms, you know. So anyway, the denial of death proposes that the human condition, the source of all of our neuroses, is not defined by our sexual repression, as Freud would have told us, but it's actually defined by our anxiety about being mortal. The fear of death, the awareness that we can see ourselves over time and foresee our own death in the future causes a tremendous amount of stress on our psyche. It's maddening, basically. And the only answer to that is, to live a lie. And what happens if, after those 3 solutions to the problem of death that Ernest Becker talks about, there's this 4th solution, which is like technology and creativity to actually transcend our boundaries, not metaphorically, but for real. What an epiphany that is.